How's it going, everybody? Take the time and watch this clip. Here's some proof and evidence that NASA and the moon landing is fake. Please share, like, and subscribe. Shalom.
This footage was shown to two NBC News directors. They both agreed it proved that Apollo 11 never left Earth orbit, and they were threatened by the federal government not to broadcast it or to have their license pulled. So the first part you'll see in D8 is the slide that says not for public distribution.
Oh, it's not popped up.
There we go. Okay. So that shows that this is not for public distribution. Now, the next clip is at the very...
Let's read it. It says, this film of the Apollo 11 mission was produced as a report film by the Manned Spacecraft Center and is not for general public distribution.
Yeah, I asked NASA for unedited footage, and everything I got was pre-edited with a voiceover, and it's the same footage over and over again on 10 different reels, exact same footage. Most reporters are satisfied with that. I'm investigating the possibility that they faked it, and I asked for everything, specifically unedited footage. I got this and one other reel that was unedited. Now, at the very beginning of the reel, clip 9, which you're about to play, you'll hear NASA say, the TV picture looks great. Then there is exactly 4 seconds of dead air. You'll hear a third party that's not NASA, not the astronauts, presumably the CIA. And after 4 seconds go by, they tell Neil Armstrong in a private earpiece, talk. And then he starts speaking because he's claiming that he is halfway to the moon at this point in the mission. The timestamp indicates, according to the script, that they're supposed to be halfway to the moon. In fact, they never left Earth orbit. They can't leave Earth orbit now, and there's a number of reasons for that. So,
Charlie, have you ever seen this footage before?
No, it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, it is crazy how corrupt the federal government is.
Well,
so
I mean, you're calling me a liar. I never went to the moon.
Well, obviously. I mean,
Okay.
what a surprise. You knew who you were going to be here.
I
You knew
don't
who
know.
was going to
12
be here
of us-
before you got here.
12 of
you
us-
act like it's a surprise.
I
It's a
am
good acting.
surprised. I didn't realize that you thought it was all a fake.
You knew that. You
No, I
reminded
didn't.
me of our phone conversation 20 years ago when you walked in the door. That I said you quoted me word for word.
I showed you his website
that I had
before
proof
you came down
that we
here.
didn't go to the moon. You knew when he invited you. This is no surprise, and yet you're acting like you're surprised. This is why you should get the Academy Award. Now, the
All right.
reason is if he's halfway to the moon, there would be an estimated 2-second radio time there and 2 seconds back. So they're faking
Sure.
a radio delay.
Okay.
You'll hear NASA. You'll hear 4 seconds go by. You'll hear a third party that's not NASA, not the astronauts, prompt Neil Armstrong with talk. And that way they can fake the 4-second radio delay. Go ahead and play clip 9.
Oh, Apollo 11, Houston, Goldstone says that the TV looks great. Over. Okay, Roger, Oh, Apollo 11, Houston, Goldstone says that the TV looks great. Over. Okay, Roger,
Okay, so
And
there's
how was it? Where did you get this stuff from again?
from NASA.
NASA sent you this.
Bill Casing, a
one
contract-
second. They sent it to you by mistake?
Either that or one of my sources at NASA who said the missions were fake, thinks a whistleblower sent it to me.
Okay.
And so...
Hold on, Charlie, what do you make of that?
I don't understand what he's talking about here, but the missions were not fake.
Okay.
They sent me to the moon.
And we understand that. You've been saying that for 56 years.
Hold on, Bart. The footage that we just watched was from Apollo 11. Could you hear it? Can you hear it in your headphones? It's Houston communicating with the astronauts on the radio, and then you hear a 4-second delay, and then you can hear the audio of someone going, talk. And then you hear Neil Armstrong responding to Houston. Let's watch it one more time. Let's show Charlie one more
I
time.
didn't get that.
Yeah, let's show him one more time. Just read the text.
Oh, Apollo 11, Houston, Goldstone says that the TV looks great. Over.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, Roger,
You see,
Does that
they
make
go-
sense?
Apollo 11, Houston,
No.
Goldstone.
They can't leave Earth
760,
orbit
TD
today,
looks
and they
great.
can't
Over.
leave Earth orbit in 1969.
Okay, Roger,
So the footage is footage of the moon, and you could hear Neil talking to Houston, right? In that video clip?
Yeah.
You could hear them talking. And there's a little voice that pops up after 4 seconds that says, talk to Neil. Why would there be a voice
I don't know. I
telling
have no
Neil
idea.
to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. He has no
Are they
idea.
on the moon, or are they?
They're halfway,
orbit?
right?
They're supposed to be halfway to
So
the
this is
moon.
when they were halfway to the moon, communicating with Houston. And after Houston said something on the radio, there was 4 seconds, and then somebody on the radio saying, talk to Neil, instructing Neil to respond to Houston after 4 seconds. Why do you think that would be?
I don't know.
Okay.
In my recollection, I was in mission control for Apollo 10.
Mm-hmm.
I was Capcom. I was in mission control for Apollo 11. It's Capcom, and nothing like this ever happened in mission control.
No, there would never be anybody saying talk to anybody.
No.
It would just be as soon as you hear it, you would respond.
Generally, that was true. Yeah.
Okay, what were the exceptions?
I can't think of any right now, but I mean, if say again, Houston, or say you a lot of reasons that mission control had not mission control, but we had problems, scratchy communication.
So if you couldn't understand.
yeah,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
say again, whatever.
Yeah, except the quality, the EQ of the audio of talk is completely different. It's not obviously
Okay.
NASA
Understood.
who just spoke,
Right.
and it's not Neil Armstrong who responded. They're faking a 4-second radio delay to pretend that they're beyond Earth orbit.
So this is him. So Bart's position is that video with the voice coming in and saying talk is them trying to fake a 4-second delay. That's part of his argument.
So what? I mean, I don't understand.
That's just one of his arguments. Is that they're because you hear the voice come in and say talk. The talk comes in 4 seconds after Houston finishes their statement, right? So the presumption from Bart is there's no delay, but the astronauts were instructed to wait for 4 seconds until someone else came in and said talk. That way it would look like there was a 4-second delay, and it would look like they were already halfway to the moon.
Right, because if you play clip 11, Neil Armstrong, for the TV audience, the part that was shown to the public, says he's calling in from about 130,000 miles out.
Right.
Halfway to the moon. Go ahead and play clip 11.
Roger, Houston, Apollo 11. Calling in from about 130,000 miles out.
Okay, so that's him lying. He's not 130,000 miles out. He's still in Earth orbit. That's why they faked the 4-second radio delay. Now play clip 10.
Is this the photo of them faking the window thing?
Almost. The one
Okay.
before.
Okay. Let's try to go through this. We have a lot to cover, and we're almost 2 hours in.
We only have one window that has a view of the Earth, and it's filled up with the TV camera.
Okay, so go back to clip 11, the 130,000 miles out. Don't play the audio, but just bring up the image, and you can hit pause so we can see the image. So according to Neil Armstrong, there's only one window that has a view of the Earth, and it's filled up with the TV camera. Because
Make
if
sure
you
you're talking to the mic.
Oh, yeah. So if you were really halfway to the moon, looking back at the Earth like this appears to demonstrate, even though it's a fake shot, you would have to have the lens of the camera to the window in order to shoot the Earth far away, floating in space. He says, he's lying, 130,000 miles out, and he says that the camera is completely filling up the window. That's a lie, too. The camera is really at the back of the spacecraft. There's about 15 feet between the camera and the window. They've turned out all the lights, which they talk about because they thought these conversations would be edited out. And that's actually the circular window of the spacecraft, outside of which it's filled with the Earth and low Earth orbit. One cinematographer believes they took a transparency, a positive, a slide of the Earth photographed from a satellite and placed it over the window that was backlit by Earthshine. Now, if you play the final clip, the D11, play it all the way through to revealing. So play 11 one more time. There were 2 clips on 11. So this is supposed to be...
Into the mic. Oh.
No, just let it play at normal speed. This is supposed to be the Earth, but that's fine. This is supposed to be the Earth floating in space. This is the outtake. That's why it said, do not show to the public. There's Buzz Aldrin removing part of the effect in front of the window. That's a work light. The camera has been at the back of the spacecraft the entire time. The iris is opened and you can see the real location and the very bright Earth out the window. They just faked being halfway to the moon. My critics agree. That is them faking being halfway to the moon. 2 NBC News directors agree. That is them faking being halfway to the moon. And they were told by the federal government if they broadcast it, they would have their license pulled. So go to Sabrell.com. All of these clips can be seen there for free. This is what convinced me. I gave NASA the benefit of the doubt for as long as possible. And when I saw this, they are faking halfway to the moon. So if you could really go to the moon, why would you be faking any of it? And if you're faking being halfway to the moon, it's because you can't go halfway to the moon. And what a surprise. 56 years later, they still cannot leave Earth orbit. Only mannequins can.